Hello everyone, hope you're alright. Hope you've had fun in the snow as well. Oh, I haven't been out yet, but I thought I'd read you a bedtime story, and this is the one I've chosen today. Hope you like it. It's called Winnie in Winter, and we know the Winnie stories already, don't we? Because you've seen them before. Winnie the witch looked out of her window and shivered. Her garden was covered in snow. Her pond was covered in ice. Icicles hung from the rooftops. "I'm tired of winter," said Winnie. Can you see all the icicles on her house? Have you got any on your house? Oh, and I can see Wilbur. He looks like he's swimming in the snow. Wilbur came in through the cat flap. His feet were wet and his whiskers were frozen. Wilbur was tired of winter too. Let me see Wilbur. Suddenly, Winnie had an idea. She stopped what she was doing, took down her big book of spells and read it carefully. She put on her woolly coat, her fluffy hat, her snow boots and her gloves and her scarf, and she picked up her wand and went outside. Wilbur already had a fur coat on, so he went outside too. He thought something exciting might happen and he wanted to watch. There she goes, look, in all her winter gear. Can you see? She's got a scarf on and a hat. I wonder if it's a woolly witch's hat. Oh, she picked up her wand. Winnie shut her eyes, then she stood on tiptoe, counted to 10, waved her wand 5 times and shouted, "Abracadabra!" And something magical happened. There's all the magic. We'll have to wait to the next page to see what happens. Here we go. Above Winnie's house, the sun shone brightly. The sky was deep blue. All the snow had disappeared. It was no longer winter at Winnie's house. It was sunny summer. Can you see? Look at that, the sun's out. Winnie took off her woolly coat, her fluffy hat, her snow boots, her gloves and her scarf, and she got her deck chair and went out in the garden to sit in the sun. "Oh, this is lovely," said Winnie. "Summer's much nicer." And Wilbur lay down in the sun and purred. "This is lovely," he thought. "Summer is much nicer than winter." Can you see them? Sunbathing. That would be nice, wouldn't it? All over the garden, little animals were waking up. They'd been having their winter sleep and they were very cross. They came out into the garden, yawning sleepily. Oh, it's too early for summer," they grumbled. "We want to go back to sleep." The flowers had been asleep under the snow, and they woke up and began to grow. Up came the leaves and the flowers. But the sun was too hot for them, and their heads began to droop. All the lovely flowers were dying. Winnie was worried. The animals and the flowers didn't like her lovely summer. And then she heard a very strange noise. There she is, looking at her flowers. Winnie turned round, and there behind her was a great crowd of people. They were running along the road towards her house. I wonder what they want. They crowded into her garden, and they took off their coats, their hats, their boots, their gloves and their scarves, and they sat in the sunshine. They walked on Winnie's flowers, they put orange peel on Winnie's grass, and they paddled in Winnie's pond. Oh no, look at that. It must be very noisy there. Soon there was no room for Winnie, so Wilbur in the garden, and they went inside and looked out of the window. The noise was horrible. The mess was horrible. Winnie's lovely summer was horrible. And then Winnie heard another strange noise, a tinkling noise. There they all are, crowded in the garden. Can you see? So many people, too many to count. Somebody was selling ice creams in her garden. Winnie was furious. She grabbed her wand, rushed outside and stamped her foot and shut her eyes, counted to 10, waved her wand 5 times and shouted, "Abracadabra!" There she is, waving her wand at all the people. The sun disappeared, the blue sky disappeared, and the snow began to fall. The people put on their coats and their hats and their boots and their gloves and their scarves and rushed home. The animals went back to bed to finish their winter sleep. The flowers went back under the ground to wait for spring. There they all go. You see? Winnie and Wilbur went back inside, and Winnie made a cup of hot chocolate and a toasted muffin, and Wilbur had a saucer of warm milk. Then Winnie snuggled into bed. Wilbur curled up at the foot of the bed and purred. "This is warm and cosy," said Winnie. "Winter is lovely too." There they are. She's making her hot chocolate. So I hope you get snuggled up and have your hot chocolate. And I'll see you next time. I've got my hot chocolate here. Night night. See you tomorrow.